Hi. Good morning. That's your boat? Okay. Hi.
I have it on me already. Don't even want to find out.
Hi there, good afternoon. We're in our usual spot in front of the kids' toys because it's pretty and there's white walls. I have to make this little update quick because Scott starts work in about 20 minutes and I have not filmed an update in well over a week. It's been quite a while. Things have been extremely busy. I feel like I say that every single video and it's true and I hate it. I hate being busy so much. This last week, so today is Tuesday, April 11th. This last week, Atticus had baseball practice Wednesday night. Thursday and Friday, the kids had school. Saturday, we had Atticus's first baseball game. And then we had our yearly family picnic all through the evening. And then Sunday was Easter Sunday. We did like Easter baskets and the kids found Easter eggs. And then we went to Scott's parents for the day. And it has just been so much. I do not enjoy being busy. I very much regret signing Atticus up for baseball, but we're gonna get through the season and then reevaluate at a later date. But anyways, I have quite a few things I want to share with you. That's kind of why I haven't filmed this little update. It's just because there's been so much stuff I need to talk about and I get quite overwhelmed. My brain has a hard time focusing in and remembering everything. So we're just gonna start with the first finished object that I have. This is a very special one. This is Winnie's hand spun sweater. Oh, she was wearing it this morning. Listen, it's 100 degrees today and my daughter is committed to her handmade items. She has been waiting for this sweater for a very long time and I finished it like a week or two ago, a week and a half ago, I would say, a week and a half ago. And it is so precious. I want a hand spun sweater in colors like this. The hand spun sweater that I have is all one color. It was just brown and I would love to have one like this. So I talked about this a bit. This is Nest Fibers. One of them is a club colorway and the other one I bought to match with it. And they are, so this is about 8 ounces of fiber and I made it short sleeve because short sleeve sweaters are really practical for us in the winter here in Arizona just because it doesn't usually get so cold that we need like a fully wool sweater. And so I wear a lot of short sleeve sweaters in the winter and so I thought I would do one for her. If I would have had enough yarn, I probably would have made it long sleeve, but short sleeve is going to be great. So I used almost all that I had. This sweater is the Teddy Bear sweater by Petite Knit. I use that as just a basic raglan for my kids a lot. And I knit the 9 to 12 month size for my 4-year-old who usually wears an average 5 to 6 just off of my gauge. And it fits her so perfect. It has enough room that it'll last her, because I mean it's only April so we have quite a few months till it gets back to being cold. And it's gonna fit her probably the next 2 or 3 winters. It'll just get shorter and she can wear it more as like a little crop top over pants or dresses or under overalls. I have another finished object to show you. I finished this a few nights ago. So we have had, like per usual, life is really crazy and Scott's job let go of like the majority of its employees. He worked from home and somehow Scott still is employed. They have done 3 rounds of massive layoffs and he's made it. But his boss got let go, who Scott absolutely loves. It's the best boss Scott has ever had. And so he is like making him a little gift and I thought I would make something as well. So I made a little beanie. This is just a basic 2x2 beanie. I'm gonna hold it upside down. It looks really bright on camera. This is the yarn my friend Emily got me for my birthday. It's called like Olive Tapenade or something. I don't know. But it's just a 2x2 beanie. And I'm just waiting for Scott to finish what he's making, and we'll mail that out. I think I cast on 84 stitches on a 3.75 millimeter needle. I used fingering weight held double, and I knit 2x2 rib till it measured about 11 inches, and then I started decreasing. I just decreased at 4 points, and I do like a slip knit on one side and then a knit 2 together on the other side of a knit column. I hope that makes sense, but there we go. Now in other knitting, I signed up for Test Knit. How quirky of me, I know. I have really enjoyed Test Knits. I just think it's really fun. I like to have like deadlines and stuff to work towards. And I was on Instagram a few weeks ago. I don't get on Instagram very often. I just pop on like once every few months usually to see what people have been up to and what they've been making. And I saw Jessie Mae posted a thing about a tank top she was doing and how you should sign up for her newsletter if you wanted to be able to apply for the tester call. So I did, because I really wanted to make this tank top, and it's called the, ooh, what is it even called? Only the Lord knows. Let's see. It's called the Totally Tank Top. And it is a fingering weight, like racer back tee. And here it is. I love the shaping on this. It's pretty cool. So you start at the back, and then here is the front. And I'm going to pick up for the sleeves and the front and do a little bit of ribbing once I finish the body. This is about not even 2 days of knitting. I did like the whole back and the straps and the front and joined it in the round in one evening. And then I've just been very leisurely knitting on this because I have not been really wanting to knit, which is okay. I have till May to finish this, and like I said, this literally took me like a little over a day. So I'll finish this in no time. I think that I kind of just need to pick up the arms and the neck hole and get that done, and then I'll be more motivated to finish the body. But I'm kind of dreading, I hate picking up stitches. That's like my least favorite thing of knitting. I'm using this bamboo yarn. I don't know what it's called. I went to Tempe Yarn, which is my local yarn store. My mother works there. I think it's called a Bamboo Pop. And I got it in this like bluish green color. It's definitely green, but it's kind of shady and it pulls more blue right now. I literally had like just an armful of different green fingering weight yarns that I was trying to decide between, and I really like the feel of this one. It's bamboo and maybe some cotton, maybe some linen, some kind of summery fiber. I'm really hoping I love the way this tank top fits, because if I do, then I'll probably make a lot more since it's going to be such a quick knit. So fingers crossed. Okay, let's talk about spinning, because I have been spinning my butt off. It's really great. Do I have any sewing to show you? No, I don't. I haven't sewn since before Woody's birthday. Okay, so we're talking about spinning. So I mentioned to you that I was doing a really massive sock spin, and it was going to be 4 ounces of gray Cheviot, 4 ounces of Southdown, and 4 ounces of BFL. I got all of them spun. Beautiful. And then I was like, and then I started sampling my 3 plies, my 2 plies, how I wanted to do it, and I ended up not liking those 3 colors together at all. So I decided I was going to do a little bit of experimenting, and I'm going to show you those experiments. This is a BFL braided fiber from Nest in the colorway Cabin Fever, and this is what it turned out to be. It is, did I say 3 ply? It's a 3 ply, and it is fingering weight, like very, very fingering weight. I spun this guy so fine, and it turned out absolutely incredible. I was just talking about how I wanted to cancel my Nest Fiber subscription because it keeps being colorways I don't like, but then when I actually spin them up into a braid, I'm like, hallelujah, this is beautiful, and it's so squishy. And I have been obsessively thinking about what I want to make with this, because I kind of want to put it into some color work, even though I had intended to make socks with it. I don't know. I think that's why I've not been knitting lately, is because I really want to start some color work projects, and the actual act of me starting it is so intimidating because I have a hard time with picking out colors. I got a bunch of yarn for my birthday, which was a month ago now, and I have every day since then been trying to decide what pattern to use for those minis, because I want to do color work with them, and I just can't decide, and I need to just suck it up and cast something on because it's really holding back my knitting. All right, this is from Nest Fiber as well. I think this was their January colorway. Love Struck. I'm just putting it out there. That could be wrong, but it is a very Valentine's Day color. This is, I believe, Polworth. This probably is a DK weight. I haven't actually measured it. Wonder if I even figured out my yardage. I had to have. That'd be weird if I didn't. Oh, I can tell you the yardage of my BFL. Let's see. I keep all of them on notes, on a note thing in my phone. Oh, I do. Okay. So this is my Valentine's spin. It had about 252 yards. This is BFL. It had 305 yards. Now, this is so beautiful. This is a 3-ply of the colorway Title from Wolfiend. 222 yards. This is not all 4 ounces because I did a bit of a combo spin with Hobbiton, also from Wolfiend. I think this is 2 strands. 2 plies of it are Title and 1 of it is Hobbiton. That has, let's see, what does that have? 136 yards. 136 yards. So now I do have a 3-ply yarn with just the Hobbiton that has 190 yards. However, I was dumb. I was getting like just really into sampling all these and seeing what the combinations came up with, doing different, yeah, I was just getting really excited. And I was just like going through, plying, having a blast. It was late at night. And with the Hobbiton one, I didn't tie my yarn. So like you put it on your nitty knotty and you like take scrap yarn and you like figure eights. And then you take it off and you wash it and you set it. And I guess I didn't figure eight my yarn. So when I took it out of the bath, it was a tangled absolute mess. I couldn't really set it because of how horrible it was. So Scott spent last night untangling it for me. And now I'm gonna reskein it and rewash it, and then I will try to show it to you. But it came out to about sport weight, which is really interesting. I spun these both the same. I spun the, my cat is knocking over my camera. He's being quite a menace today. I spun the Cheviot and the South Down like pretty much the same if you looked at it in bobbin form, but the South Down plumped up a lot more after being washed. So it came to more of a sport weight, and this is a pretty true fingering weight. And then I have a little bit left of each South Down and the gray Cheviot, and I'm gonna chain ply those just for experimenting. So here is this. I have one more skein of yarn that I finished last night. That is a gift from my friend Emily, and it's drying right now. So hopefully I'll remember to show you before I mail it to her. Why did I spend Emily yarn? No, did that make sense? Why did I spend Emily yarn, you're asking? Well, it's because we're knitting our girls matching sweaters. We're gonna be doing the anemone sweater by Knitting for Olive that they just released last month. We have been waiting and waiting and waiting for months for this sweater to be released, and it finally did. And we bought the pattern and we read it, and I was like, I don't think we should do this. And she was like, yeah, I don't think we should either. It's a lot going on. There's 3-stranded color work, and there's either steeking or knitting back and forth. And if you're doing steeking, you have to steek the armholes and the neck. And if you're not, you're gonna be doing a lot of knitting flat. And normally I'd be like, yeah, whatever, but with 3-stranded color work and knitting flat or steeking, I was like, this seems like a lot to do just for sweaters for our girls, because it's a child sweater. But I had already ordered fiber to do the color work with, because it's like a flower motif. And so I ordered this color. It's called Georgia, and this is 100% merino from Wolfiend. I don't love spinning with merino tee. I know most people don't, but the main color we're using is going to be merino. It's from, I actually don't know what I'm going to be using yet, but I know Emily ordered Double Sunday from Sandnes Garn, which I'm pretty sure is merino. And the Knitting for Olive, the actual pattern was, the sample was knit using merino with mohair. So I wanted to do merino just so that it was, you know, as close as it could be. And I spun it to a DK weight. But anyways, here's this. This is what I'm doing. I already spun her yarn. I'm going to mail that to her when it's probably tomorrow or the next day once it's dry. And then I'll start working on mine for Winnie. We're going to be modifying this sweater pretty heavily. I've been quite obsessively thinking about it because it's a bottom-up sweater, like I said. 3-stranded color work, either steeking or knitting flat, and I was like, yo, maybe we don't do this. So I think what I've decided I'm going to do, I don't want to speak for her because everything could change. I'm going to just take the chart and do 2 rows on the bottom of 2 repeats of the flower motif on the bottom because they have an anemone vest and that is what's going on there. So it'll be like 2 sets of flowers, and then I'm just going to do a plain sweater for the rest of it and maybe do the flowers on the sleeve as well. And since I'm going to be doing that, I probably will not be actually using Knitting for Olive's pattern because it's bottom up and I would rather do top down. And so I'm either going to do the Marseille sweater for the kids one by Petite Knit, or I'm going to just possibly take a basic raglan sweater and knit it top down because it'd be just super easy just to make sure my stitch counts match to be able to put that chart at the bottom of the sweater. So I'll talk more in depth with you once I start it, but I need to actually get to spinning the yarn for Winnie's and Willie's. I also bought this. This is also from Wolfiend, and this is Rambouillet, and it's a green color. I think it's lichen, and it's just this really pretty green color. I had messaged her to ask if I could get more of this because I wanted us each to be able to have some green for the bottom of the flower Colorwork, but she's sold out, so she's going to get back to me when she has more of this colorway in stock because I really love it, and I would like to make a hat out of it. My goal is for me to have a brown, orange, green, and maybe like an ochre or orange color handspun hat. And I have a brown, I have an orange, so I want like either a deep orange or an ochre, not like the fluorescent orange I have now. So that's kind of what the plan is if I don't use this for the color. Scott just walked in with 3 of our children. Where's the 4th one?
I only have 2 children.
I thought Atticus came in.
No, he's peeing in the rocks.
Okay, cool. So that's all I'm gonna show you for now, I guess. Thanks for watching.
It always throws me off.
Quickly, is this 2 minutes? Okay. Hi there. I'm gonna do the quickest update ever because my kids are out there coloring and stamping things, and it's dangerous to leave them unsupervised for too long. But I finished a project and I'm about to wrap it up to give as a gift, and I wanted to show it to you before I did that. So these are my notes. I keep wanting to do a talk about how I do my knitting and spinning journals. This is my knitting journal, but I cast it on the Novelli by Caitlin Hunter. I hope that's how you pronounce it. On the 11th of April. I cast it off last night on the 19th. It's a fingering weight top. And it took me, what was that, 8 days? But I took 2 days off, so it took me 6. That's not bad for a fingering weight top. I don't usually write my cast on and cast off dates just because I don't really care how long something took me, but I actually wanted to know because a lot of times I talk myself out of knitting fingering weight tops because I think they're going to take me forever and it's not worth it. But it took me 8 days with 2 days in the middle where I didn't work on it, and that's not bad, so I definitely want to knit more for myself. So let me show this to you quickly. Hi Atticus, I'm just filming a video. I'll be right there. So This color is Astrin by Dragon Horde Yarns in her Myth Fingering. It's a 4-ply. Very important because I don't like 2-plies. And then the bottom is my hand spun. The blue and green color changing yarn is my BFL 3-ply in Cabin Fever by Nest.
What's this?
This is my knitting journal. And then the white is just some yarn that I got at Tempe Yarn. And there's a lot of 1x1 rib. And I'm really excited I did it because it got me over my fear of 1x1. Normally when the pattern calls for 1x1 rib, I just automatically switch it to 2x2 and maybe change my stitch count a little just so that it's divisible by 4. But because it had it at the top, I kept 1x1. And I'm so pleased. It's gotten me over my fear, and I'll definitely be doing more 1x1 rib. The only modification I made was the sleeves. You're supposed to do stockinette and then fold it over and seam it. And I just did more 1x1 ribbing. You have to hold it back so they can see it. Atticus drew a picture of somebody going on an Easter egg hunt. Yeah, that looks really nice.
You can see it?
There's a cat.
Did you want you to see it?
I saw it. That's so cute. Who is that? Is that you?
Me.
I love it.
This is my first Easter egg hunt, so they're not here.
Oh, because they weren't here?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think of
But
this
they were when
that I made?
it was in your tummy. Good. And also, there's an Easter egg, 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 and
And
here
there's
are the
already some in the basket. I love.
Only 2, so I made 7.
Okay.
A W,
Anyways, I just took some photos of it.
a W, and what does that look like?
Those look like ends. Did you write ends?
A W.
That is awesome.
And this is a grass.
That's
All
grass.
green. I cut this part. What does it look like now?
It looks like a bush.
It is a bush.
Okay, give me 2 minutes, guys. I'm almost done.
Here you go.
Anyways, the only modification I made is that the body is half an inch shorter than it's supposed to be because I knew I was going to run out of yarn. I literally had the tiniest ball left. This in total weighed 175 grams. That's so light. Oh my gosh. That's so crazy. This is a really fun pattern because this brown was 1 skein of fingering weight yarn, and then I used like half a skein of my hand spun and like hardly any white, like half a skein of white as well. And you can get like a full Colorwork fingering weight top depending on what size. I did a size 3. My gauge was definitely looser than it was supposed to be, so it probably ended up being about a size 4. I knit the ribbing on a 2.75, the main body in a 3.25, and the Colorwork on a 3.5. My camera just rolled down. But anyways, I just wanted to show that to you because this is for my mom. She always, oh wait, no, can you turn it the other way? Other way. Other way. She always wants hand knit stuff, and I've never made her anything with Colorwork. And I think this will look really nice under overalls. So there it is. I hope she likes it. I'll talk to you guys again soon.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, it's my turn.
No, it's not.
You and Francisca and Clara to help her. Josefina nodded slowly. We try, she said, but sometimes. What did you draw?
That's my toy.
You drew a picture of a dinosaur? Oh my goodness.
What's that?
What did you draw?
Mickey Mouse.
A snake?
A snake.
A snake.
That's not the forest. That just has trees. Well, hedgehogs live where it's trees. Can you help me? And so, I haven't built the door. He didn't.
Hello, good morning. Today is Friday, April 21st. The Bigs are at school. Willie's asleep on the couch. Wilder is eating right behind me, so you will hear his little comments for sure. And today we are going to be sewing. I've been wanting to sew a lot lately, and I just haven't done it because getting out my sewing machine and cutting out fabric is so hard. What do you want?
I did up.
A lollipop? I don't have a lollipop right now.
That
You
lollipop.
want a lollipop from Grandma's? That's crazy.
Daddy. I got my lollipop.
Maybe we can get a lollipop later.
Okay.
Okay. So here's what's happening. I kind of have this vision for something I want to make. I saw it on Pinterest, and we're just gonna go for it. I'm not using a pattern. I'm self-drafting
Hey, Mommy.
everything, which I'm a
Hey,
little
Mommy.
worried about because I'm running quite low on fabric.
This
So,
mommy.
Right now, I'm
Mommy.
just focusing on the top. I have the top in my head. I know what I want to do. Cut out my fabric pieces. I'm using the brown linen that I had gotten from my Renaissance dress. Here is the top. And I also have a just regular,
For me.
that's actually not for you, a lining fabric that's just like regular, like muslin. And so that's gonna be the top. Nice. And then I have already taken the time to go ahead and iron some of my not strap, these are gonna be like loops to hold the straps. And then I already did, can I just see one, please? I already went and ironed and got everything ready for the straps. So I'm going to go ahead and start pinning everything in place. The top is gonna take absolutely no time. And then I'm gonna figure out the bottom because what I'm going off of is a dress, but I don't really wear dresses. And so in my head, I'm like, I should do a dress that'd be so much easier because it's just fabric in a circle. But, hold on, I'm trying to pick up something. But I was thinking of doing a romper, which then I have to like do pants pieces. So, ooh, and then I could add pockets. That'd be so cute. I don't know. Getting ahead of myself. Let me just get the top done, and then I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do on the bottom half. I need to get my tomato with my pins in it. Anyways, I'm sewing because I am ridiculously tired as of late. My energy levels are just depleted. There's nothing left. And every time I sit down to knit, I just fall asleep and take a nap. And it's getting really frustrating. I have things I want to do. So that, I don't think that's a piglet. I think that's a kangaroo. Yeah, I think that's kangaroo. So we're gonna try sewing because it keeps me up, keeps me active, keeps me moving, and then maybe I won't fall asleep, hopefully. In other news, while I'll be doing that, I shall be listening to, let's see, Wilder, what are we listening to? A Court of Mist and Fury, the second book in the ACOTAR series. I'm rereading it for the 4th time, for That's What 4 Looks Like. And yeah, we're just gonna get to sewing, see what happens. I'm waiting for my friend Emily to voice message me back. Kind of rude. It's okay. I'm sure she's busy. Daddy's going to the bathroom. Are you ready? Are you ready to sew? Are you ready? Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. The top is almost done. So this is what we're working with. I wanted it to be kind of a square, but not like a full square neckline. So I really like that. And then obviously I won't be wearing a tank top under it, but it's gonna like crisscross and tie in the back. I have a back tattoo that nobody ever sees, and so I kind of wanted to make something that would almost frame it because it's right here in the center of my back. And so I thought that would look really nice. Everything with the top is done except for I'm gonna press it and then top stitch it just so that it looks really nice and finished. And that's something that makes me really excited actually, because I've been thinking a lot about sewing and like what it was like when I first started sewing. And I took sewing lessons as a kid, which is why jumping back into it was not intimidating for me. But when I first got really back into sewing and I wanted to start making dresses for Winnie, when it said top stitch, I just was filled with dread. I hated top stitching because most of the time when you're sewing, you can't see if you are not sewing straight. It doesn't really matter if your seams are messy, but when you top stitch, that's when it really counts. And I hated it, and now I'm just like, yeah, whatever, I'll top stitch for fun, who cares? But anyways, this is it. I'm really pleased. I wish I would have drafted my pattern on paper first instead of just cutting it out, because I would love to make another top like this. And I can obviously do it, I'll just have to freehand it again. So that's where we're at. This brown makes me feel so like, I don't know, historic. I was gonna say like a peasant, but like that's not exactly a compliment when you think of like old time peasants. I just want to dress like that. If I had like a little apron, cute. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna iron this and top stitch it. and then celebrate for a little bit. Good morning. I think it's still morning. What time is it? 11:57. It's barely morning. We're gonna do a little update. This might be the last one for this vlog, even though I feel like really nothing happened. It's been a weird few weeks. It's been a weird, honestly, few months. We've been so busy, and I feel like I say that every single time I get onto film, but it's true. We've just been really busy, and I'm really tired of it. And this is the first weekend we've had where we haven't had to do anything. It's Sunday. Scott took Wilder fishing. Atticus, when he went to church with my mom, Willie is staring at me right now, and we're just trying to have a chill day. We were going to go hiking up in the mountains this morning because I've been really wanting to go, but we really needed some days to just not do anything. I really needed it. Everybody else is fine. They're all very extroverted and they like to be out of the house, and I'm not, and I needed some days of just peace and time to sit. Anyways, let's talk about what's been happening. So a while ago I talked about how I'm doing a test knit for Jessie May for the Totally tank, and I'm actually wearing it right now. I'm going to unclip my overalls so you can kind of see it. I made the size small, and I did make a few mods. It's a racerback. It's really cute. I really like it. I did a few mods. For starters, I changed the gauge so it doesn't fit as tight as it would if I had knit this small. To get gauge, I would have had to knit this on a size 0 needle, which I didn't want to do. That's crazy. And so I knit it on a size 2. And another mod I did is you're supposed to put ribbing around the arms and then some extra knitting rounds around the neckline, and I didn't want to do that. Honestly, I just love the way this looked. And then I wore it for a few days. I washed it, dried it, and I love it even more now that it's been kind of like settling into place. And I'm 100% going to knit more. I also knit it several inches longer than recommended. I think it's supposed to be 6 inches from your arms until you start the ribbing, and I think I did 8 or 9. I think I did 9. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm going to take some pictures of it eventually, but I do have the tag for the yarn I use. So this is Bamboo Pop in the color Sage. It is cotton and bamboo, and I really like this yarn. I really recommend it. I would happily buy more to make another one. I used barely 2 balls. Barely. I'm thinking of ripping out the ribbing and adding some more just to use up a little more of the yarn, but I'm pretty happy with the length as it is now. I was thinking of making another one, but shortening it and making it more of a bralette. I don't know. Or I was gonna maybe have my mom crochet like a bandana, or I could knit a bandana. Something. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what to use the yarn for. My cat is like flopped in front of me on his back so I can rub his belly. Oh, my sweet boy. This is the sweetest Garfieldest cat in the whole world. We love him. Alright, I have not been doing much knitting other than that. I showed you that I finished a top for my mom, the Novelli, the other day. And then I cast it on Scott's April socks, which I have hardly done any on. This is where we're at. I'm just knitting a sock tube out of this self-striping yarn from Nomadic Yarns. I believe this colorway is Kiss the Girl. It's so beautiful. 56 stitches on a size 0 needle. I'll just be knitting a giant tube. And then I am using this color for the heels, toes, and cuffs. This is from my Farmer's Daughter's Fibers March sock squad, I think, the contrast color for it. But yeah, here's where we're at so far. Not very exciting because I don't really want to knit right now. I just want to spin or sew. So speaking of sewing, I was putting in some clips of me working on an outfit, which I haven't finished. I haven't added the bottom at all because I was going to do a dress, and then I was going to do a jumpsuit, and then I was going to do long, and then I was going to do short, and it's just sitting in my kitchen right now for me to make some decisions. And then I was like, maybe I'll do like a patchwork skirt and just have the top solid brown, and then I was like, would that look weird, and should I just scrap the top and do all patchwork? So I think I'm going to mess with it today to kind of make some decisions on what I wanted to do, but we are undecided at the moment, so I just haven't worked on it. Plus, I pretty much only have time at night, and my sewing machine's really loud, and so I just didn't want to risk waking up the kids. But I thought I would show you some things that my mom has made. So a few weeks ago, my mom was making a shawl for herself. I don't know what any of these patterns are called. If you are really curious, I'll try to find out if anybody asks me what they're called. But she was crocheting herself a shawl, and Winnie walked in and was like, I want that. My mom was like, okay, and gave it to her. So she didn't make it an adult size, she just left it to be a small size. So this is it. This is out of a cotton yarn. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like the perfect size for Winnie to like wrap around herself, and she is obsessed. And then Atticus, of course, wanted a shawl, and so I had given my mom my April Farmer Daughters Fiber Sock Squad, which I think was in the last vlog. It was yellow and green, and I hated it. I thought it looked like a boiled egg. It was really ugly. I hate boiled eggs. I think they're disgusting. And then I had waited a few days, and I was looking at the project that people were making out of the yarn, and I did not like the way it looked knit up either. It looked like a boiled egg yolk, and I was like, that is disgusting. So I asked my mom if she wanted it. She said yeah, and she crocheted another shawl. She used 100% of the skein, and it looks so much prettier crocheted than it did knit up. Let's see. I don't know if you can see. Again, I don't know this pattern, but she used 100% of the yarn, and it is really nice and really squishy. I like the stitch she did. So this is Atticus's shawl, and they play with these like crazy. If you're familiar with like play silks, they kind of use them in that concept. They wrap them around their necks, they pretend they're capes, they throw them around, they take them out on the trampoline a lot and just like toss them around. So Atticus and Winnie had these shawls that they were playing with every single day, and Wilder was like, I want a shawl, and so my mom made him a shawl. This is just out of some yarn that I thrifted a while ago, and it's definitely, I think, cotton or bamboo. It's quite shiny, so I think it has bamboo in it. A very simple little shawl for Wilder, and he loves it. Oh my gosh, he is just the most precious little person. When my mom gave it to him, he was like, look at my shawl, look at my shawl. And then he goes, Grandpa, look at my shawl, Grandma made it for me. And then he went to show Scott, and he's like, Daddy, look at my shawl, Grandma made it for me. Oh, his word comprehension is incredible considering he's only 2. It blows me away. I feel like each of my kids just kind of like level up way faster than the other because they have their older siblings to teach them. It's so wild. It's also kind of sad because I feel like I don't get the opportunity to teach Wilder these things because he just sees his brother do it or his sister do it, and boom, he knows how to do it. But it's hard, but it's also like really exciting, and they're really excited to learn all these new things. And Atticus is the biggest like supporter of his younger siblings, and he gets so excited every time Wilder learns a new word or learns a new skill. He like freaks out, and so it's really sweet. But anywho's and what's it's, my mom crocheted 3 shawls in like no time at all, and here they are, and the kids love them, and they're gonna be great for when it gets cold again. We actually had a really cold like winter this year, quite strange. I bought some things. I bought some fiber. So one of my favorite fiber dyers is Wee Chickadee Wool Co. on Etsy. She was like the first dyed top that I ever bought was from her. I really love her colors, and so I always miss her drops, but she had one. I just happened to catch it at the right time, and I got some of it. So this one is Windswept Coriadel, and it is pretty gorgeous. I'm not a blue person. I feel like I keep getting a lot of fiber with blues in it, but this one is so light. It's like a very dusty blue, and then it has those nice browns in it. I think this is going to be gorgeous. Then this one was a one-of-a-kind colorway. It was called Mushroom Hunt, so I had to get it, and it's also Coriadel. Oh, these are my colors. These are my colors. So I was thinking that a combo spin with these two might be nice, but I'm unsure. Recently, Amy, okay, I've heard it pronounced both ways, and people pronounce it very confidently each way, so we're not sure what it is. I've heard it pronounced Amy Christophers and Amy Christophers. Amy just released the Pressed Flowers pullover, and I really want to do a hand spun one, but I had originally planned on doing the cardigan, so I've been going back and forth. They're both DK weight, so I think I'm going to spin yarn. I'm going to pick out some fiber, spin the yarn for it and then decide if I'm going to do the cardigan or the pullover, because it'll be rather interchangeable. And I was thinking these would be really nice contrast, like the flower colors, because I was thinking do like a pale green as the main color. I'm not sure. I'm really excited though. Oh, Scott's back. Oh, there's a crying baby. What's wrong?
You got ran over by the dogs.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have to pause. We have this ride guy. All right, this is May's sock squad. I just got it in the mail. All right, I'm ready. I can't remember what this flower is. What color is it?
Purple, pink.
Is it really? Is it really? Okay, can you hold it up so the camera can see it? Okay, I'm gonna open my eyes. Are you ready?
Blue.
Wow. So this is, oh man, I'm so sad.
Why?
Because this is the BFL base that I loved, that I knit your pink socks out of, and I was like, man, I hope I get to try this base again and it not be pink. But it is. This is like, woo! Like that's cotton candy. Man, I'm quite bummed. Okay, here it is. It's,
Me.
oh, it doesn't say, oh, Queen Anne's lace.
Me.
Okay, well, there we have it.
Me.
This, I had a bunch of yarn that I wanted to send in to get cranked into sock tubes.
Mommy,
So-
what would I do it?
This one isn't a surprise because I sent in the yarn. So here they are. I got so many sock tubes. Okay,
While
let's
they're
see.
sewing them.
Are you showing the camera? Okay, these are 72 stitches. 72 stitches.
No. 72
64. 64. I'll probably do a little bit more in depth, but I just got these in the mail. And these are a whole bunch of sock tubes that, yeah, I'm pretty excited for. This one is my mom's, I think, and she has one more, but I don't know which one it is. So I'll have to figure that out. I think it's this one. Anyways, we got socks.
Oh.
Back up real quick. We got sock tubes, which I'm really excited about because these are going to be Mother's Day gifts. And I got them cranked from Tangerine Designs, Tangerine 8. Tangerine 8 on Etsy, and she did a great job, super fast. Very happy with it.